Hello everyone, it's Jared again, back with another video. So I've been seeing recently, or maybe within the past year or so, I've seen a lot of videos come out from young people, mostly single, not in a relationship, haven't got a secure, promising career, and they're wanting to leave the UK. They're making all these videos about why the UK is so miserable and it's in such a miserable state that they're packing their bags and heading off, moving off abroad to a foreign country to make a different life and to start anew for themselves. I just wanted to address this in this video because straight off the bat, I do understand why people feel the need to leave this country. I mean, we've got a completely terrible economy. The economy's down the toilet, down the drain. It's a completely London-centric economy. We've got stagnant wages, increased cost of living, and it's slowly becoming an unaffordable country to live in. Not just in London, but everywhere you go, even here in the southwest of England, you know, the amount of council tax that we pay, you know, insurance and fuel and everything that added up together, you know, it can be very costly. A lot of people in these videos, they complain about being trapped in either the 9 to 5 job schedule or just corporate stinking miserable jobs in office blocks and buildings without a means of escaping. And talk about, you know, the toxicity, you know, the toxic culture in a 9 to 5 office job. I just don't think office jobs are really appropriate for young people. You know, you're trapped in that sort of claustrophobic environment, surrounded by people who don't really care about you. Whenever you meet office people, you know, there's this sort of general vibe around them. It's just a very soulless environment, in my opinion. There's a lot of toxicity that comes with office culture, and I don't even have to mention office politics that comes with it. And in a lot of these videos, people talk about the housing crisis and not being able to afford a mortgage. The amount of taxes that we pay that go towards this corrupt, crooked government that delivers nothing else but potholes on the country without fixing them. We've got a crippling infrastructure and healthcare system that is beyond repair, that is completely damaged, it's broken down. The NHS is broken at this point. The education system is not working very well. A lot of young people and students, they're sort of brainwashed into going to university, almost herded like sheep into going to university in order to secure a promising career for themselves. That couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, a lot of universities nowadays, a lot of the degrees, I'd say 80 to 90% of them are completely useless. They don't serve any purpose for young people's future, for their career. A lot of this DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and woke transgender left-wing ideology is being pumped through our universities. We've got an influx of mass immigrants to this country, illegal and legal, and it's creating all sorts of problems for this country. Everything is interconnected. All of the problems that are on this list, they all contribute to each other, and it creates a snowball effect. And it's not healthy for the country. It's not healthy for the people. You know, crime and safety, all sorts of issues. If you add everything together, yeah, the UK is struggling. We are confronting a lot of social, economic, political and cultural issues. But the message of my video is to convince you that you shouldn't leave the UK. Not just yet, because whilst we do face these issues, we aren't the only ones. In fact, most of Europe, most of the Western world, you know, you look at Canada. Canada is in an even worse place than us. Australia, United States. And a lot of these young people who are making these videos on YouTube, they're thinking of moving to countries like Thailand or Indonesia or the Philippines or South America, where they can escape this kind of 9 to 5 job schedule, where they don't have to be oppressed by this completely authoritarian nanny state tyrannical government system. But think about this. I mean, a lot of these people who make these videos, they don't actually have any real world experience. And in fact, a lot of people, they kind of still have this holiday mindset, as in once they move to their foreign country, it's just going to be smooth sailing, and almost as if moving to the country that they're intending to move in is the land of milk and honey, and the grass is greener on the other side. and that the UK is a completely miserable, dreadful country to live in. Well, in fact, there's a lot of things that we ought to be grateful for here in the UK. We really do live in a very blessed first world country. Things aren't as bad as they seem. No matter how, dreadful things are with the housing crisis and, the unaffordability of living in the UK, we still do have an abundance of job opportunities here in the UK. A lot of foreign countries pale in comparison. That's why a lot of people move to the UK, move to Western countries, and they won't stop. We still have an influx of immigrants moving to the country. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but there's a reason for that. You don't see a massive quantity of people moving out of Western countries. Maybe now more so than ever before, but the amount of people coming into the UK is still at a staggering rate. And people come here for the increased job opportunities, for more safety, for a better healthcare system and a better education system. Now, those things aren't exactly perfect in this country, but they are miles ahead of a lot of countries around the world who are still either second or third world countries, or are facing problems like poverty, infrastructure, problems like economy, and they probably, the social, economic, cultural and political issues that we face here in the UK might actually be far worse in these countries. If you're going to move abroad to another country like Thailand, like South America, like Indonesia, you can't be living off of the local wages, because you're going to struggle just as much as the local people do. Sure, the cost of living might be lower, but the wages are far lower than here in the UK. You need to secure a British income, a Western income, as in you need to be essentially a digital nomad to be able to afford a living in these foreign countries. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. And in order to secure this kind of income, passive income I'm specifically talking about, you need to already have had your business got up and running for a number of years here in the UK. That's not easy. Starting an online business and a kind of a digital nomad online business is not easy. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy and resources to sustain this kind of living. And you have to think, are you prepared to do that? It's not just moving abroad that's the crux of the matter. It's lots of things. You have to consider how much money you're going to make, whether you can sustain this kind of income, whether you can consistently live off this lifestyle, this digital nomad lifestyle. Are you prepared to move to a country like Thailand, where there are natural disasters? We here in the UK are absolutely blessed for not having terrible natural disasters like earthquakes, volcano eruptions, tsunamis, extreme droughts or monsoons like in Thailand or in India or in Indonesia or the Philippines. We don't have these sorts of things. We don't have to worry about dangerous animals. Thailand is home to one of the most venomous snakes in the world. Once you're bitten, you're going to have to treat that. That's a life or death situation. We don't have to confront these sorts of issues here in the UK. Yeah, all sorts of things. Are you prepared to live in a completely different culture that may have the people have different mentalities. They have different ethical standards. Their way of treating animals might be different. Their way of looking at the world is different to how we do. The sort of general vibe that I'm getting from these people, I believe they've lost meaning in their lives. And so they're trying to seek out meaning by moving abroad in a different country. But what I can tell you is that your current struggle in this country is not a justifiable reason to leave. The fact that you're able to live in the United Kingdom is an absolute blessing. The UK has accomplished many, many great things, and we ought to be proud of them. Whether you've moved here or whether you were born here, you ought to be proud of that. A lot of innovations were created here in the United Kingdom. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, the essence of freedom was created, in fact, here in the UK. Talk about the abolition of slavery. This is the first country that abolished slavery. Hell, even the economic system that we use today, capitalism, was created by none other than Adam Smith. here in the United Kingdom. You know, this country is the source of everything that all the privileges and freedoms that we enjoy now today. You know, the Industrial Revolution, things around us, things like cars and engines and toilets, things that we take for granted, things that we need, the necessities in our everyday lives, come from the United Kingdom. They have their source here in this country. And we ought to be proud of this. You know, people in the First World War and the Second World War, they sacrificed their lives for you to be able to live, to be able to secure a future, to be able to raise a family. And you're just going to leave this country because you want us to secure a future for yourself, but you don't think about other people. One more person who leaves this country is one less who is able to stay in this country to fight against this tyrannical Labour government that is in power at the moment, oppressing people, oppressing working class British people, taking away the winter fuel allowance from pensioners, suppressing freedom of speech, instigating two-tier policing, and supporting Islamic extremist terrorist group and terrorist sympathisers, whilst oppressing people like Tommy Robinson and putting people down who were born in this country, who were born and raised in this country, who are the lifeblood of this country, working class people, real people. You know, farmers are under attack as we speak. And you're just going to leave. You're just going to abandon your heritage. You're going to abandon the community around you. What young people need is a sense of meaning. And you will not find that anywhere else than here in the Western world, than here in the English-speaking world. The foundation of Christianity is still surviving. It's not dead. It's not completely dead yet. We still have the teachings of Jesus Christ and of Christianity. They're still prevalent in this country. And we need young people like you to stay in this country and to fight for our freedoms. They're currently under attack. Masculinity, things like masculinity, freedom of speech, the ability to raise children, the essence of family are all under attack. There is spiritual wickedness in this country and it's all going downhill, but we still have hope in this country because we still have the word of God. We still have the teachings of Jesus Christ, and we ought to fight for them, because only when your life is in real danger, then you have the opportunity to leave. My message in this video is not directed towards people who already have a family or already have children, because people like Paul Thorpe, they've made videos about this. He's talked about, you know, moving abroad to Spain or something to secure a future for his children, because he believes that living here, this country, is not a safe place for his children. My message is not towards people like that. My message towards young people who are mostly single, don't have a partner, don't have a family, and are just starting out their career. You ought to stay in this country because you are not prepared to leave. You don't have the life and work experience to leave this country. You haven't secured an online business for yourself. And there is a whole world of opportunities here in the UK just waiting for you, but you just don't realise it yet. You can find meaning in this country by fighting for working class British people, by fighting for Christians in this country. All the freedoms and all the privileges that we still currently enjoy. We need more young people on our side. We need to turn our culture around. We still have a long way to go, and we can turn the culture around by inspiring more people to join our cause, to join Tommy Robinson's cause, and to stand forthrightly with Christianity, with Christian values, to raise our children properly. That's all I have to say, you know. If you want to move abroad to a foreign country, do it because you want to. Don't do it because you think that this country is a miserable, dreadful place to live, because it's not. It really isn't. I'm telling you this. Start fighting for your country. Don't leave the UK just yet, and hope for a better future. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.